Cox, who's in charge of our evidence, has been going over cold cases, things that had not been solved, looking at the evidence. She resubmitted that evidence that possibly contained DNA that was recovered from the crime scene. She resubmitted that to the crime lab in September of 2009 and again in December of 2009. And through the advancements of DNA testing, the crime lab was able to come up with a DNA profile, which they entered into the national computer. Once that was in the computer, it sat there waiting for any matches that might come up. On January 14th of 2010, Livonia, Louisiana Police Department arrested Kevin Edison Smith. As part of their arrest process, they did take a sample of his DNA and entered it into the same national database. At that point, the computer compared his DNA to any other possible DNA that had been in the computer and did come up with a match to the evidence that was seized 14 years ago at the time of Krystal's death. Based upon that information, we had probable cause to get an arrest warrant to arrest Kevin Smith. We did that on, happened to be his birthday, September 22nd, 2010. He was arrested in Groves, Texas while he was at work. At that point, information was released that he had been arrested. But in our work as professional law enforcement officers, our job is to ensure that a complete and thorough investigation is done and that nothing is, the integrity of the case is not brought into question. So we wanted to confirm that his DNA matched. So once we got him arrested and booked into the Chambers County Jail for murder, then we got a search warrant, took another DNA sample from him so that we knew that this person that was in jail on this charge is who we were getting that DNA from. Sent that to the crime lab. They did a second comparison for confirmation. And last Friday we did receive confirmation, written confirmation from the DPS lab in Austin that the evidence from her crime scene did match his DNA. District Attorney, Chambers County District Attorney Cheryl Leak anticipates that the case will be brought before the grand jury before the end of the month. It's expected that the charges will be upgraded to capital murder.
When you say capital murder, has the District Attorney's Office revealed whether or not it's seeking the death penalty in this case, or no?
No, sir. It's way too early for that.
Sherry and I went over there, and then the ranger came over and met with us. The ranger and I actually took him into custody.
Did he respond in any way?
When we told him what he was charged with, of course, I had handcuffed him, patted him down and handcuffed him, and then told him what he was being arrested for. And at that time, he said, "You got the wrong guy. I hadn't killed anybody."
I felt it inside. You know, I'm a mother. I felt it inside my heart that there's no way that she could have fought for her life and not have some DNA on her. Because if you would have seen her, you would tell that she had fought for her life that day. Well, because she got in an argument with her grandmother. She just went right down the street to use the phone, but, you know, that's how people look at things. Because she was 13. If she would have been 11 or 12 and the same thing would have happened, they probably wouldn't have said that about her. But because she was 13 years old, they just implied that she ran away.
And she had just gone down to use the telephone?
Yeah, she was just trying to get in touch with me, her sister, brother, family, somebody to come pick her up.
I sent out a Region 4 teletype at that time, which covers all in our entire area. You know, inquiring if there were any runaways, missing persons, things of that nature. And I, on a daily basis, received numerous teletypes from area agencies. And 2 weeks later, I finally got a hit that was a very similar matchup from the Texas City detectives that they had entered on their missing person in. And that's how we made the connection.